online. Okay. Yeah, I gave it a shot. I haven't live streamed in a while. And I saw the timer not moving, so I was like, wait, am I online? I guess I wasn't. And then like 3 seconds later, the app crashed. I don't know. It has a weird characteristic of that. Anyway, I'm online. I'm walking downtown Hartford again. I live there. But I am walking in downtown Hartford. I'm gonna walk towards a Starbucks. My ex-wife sent me a TikTok thing. She said, "Yeah, can you get that for me?" It's cool though. But I don't have to use my points because she knows that I get all these free coffee cups and mugs and these tumblers, coffee tumblers for my daughter. I get so many that it's cluttering the house, and now there's a special one out, Halloween one. There's like a cauldron pot. Because she wants that, and I do have a lot of points. I have like, I don't know, 600-700 points. You get 400, you can get one of the free gifts, free cups, tumblers, whatever. So, heading over there, Starbucks, and I'm gonna look for some food. I'm smelling a lot of food today. In front of my building, I smelled like fried chicken stuff. So I don't know where it's coming from. Excuse me. Gee. I'm getting over this under the weather crap. I don't know. It might. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but whatever it was very mild. I mean, I did have some days where I was feeling like blah, but even though I laid off at the gym and basketball for those 2 or 3 days, I was able to. I just said, you know what, F it. It's been delayed too long. I haven't gotten better, so I said, you know what, let me take the smart route. I always force myself to do things, but you know, let me go the smart route. Let me give my body a rest. But this is like freaking Thursday, Friday, and it's Tuesday already, and I'm still not fully recovered. I mean, I don't feel bad, but when I say I'm not fully recovered, is what's it called? What am I saying? Yeah, when I was walking out, I had to spit out a lot of phlegm. It didn't look like really bad stuff, but a lot of white foam that was all clogging up my lung area. So I guess it's better than colored, right? Better than green or yellow. That means I'm still fighting an infection. So maybe it wasn't a cold. Maybe it really was like a sinus infection or something like that. Because when my building manager mentioned that, I said, hey, you know what? It's a possibility because I used to be prone to that when I was younger. Well, I'm not talking about like a little kid, but I shouldn't even say younger. Just quite a few years back, I was prone. I was getting sinus infection once or twice a year, or at least ear, nose, sinus, all that related thing gets infection. I was getting it yearly for a bit, and then and finally stopped. That was when I was working in cable, so maybe I was always subjected to dust and all this other crap going on in people's apartments and stuff. So maybe that's another reason why. But anyway, whatever. But for the most part, I'm good. Yeah, I finally kind of figured out probably why I've been having very low energy. And you want to hear this? It's because I've been losing weight. I wasn't even thinking about that because, I don't really eat bread anymore. I only eat bread when it's presented or whatever. I don't order it. I don't intentionally buy it. But I've been, whatever I cook for dinner, I eat it with salad. With freaking plain old freaking salad with just dressing. And, whether it be burgers, whether it be chicken, whether it be steak, it's just salad. That's why I went from a consistent mid 160s, low 160s, I hit 155. I think I even hit 154 and change a couple of times on my scale, a couple of days. Yesterday morning, I think I was exactly 155. I decided when I went to GNC, this is when it finally hit me. was talking to the guy, and I spoke to him before, one time before, and hold on. Spoke to the guy, and he remembered me, and I told him I made a boo boo. He told me what to get. I put it down. I wasn't sure. I went back to get it. I took the wrong thing. I took the wrong flavor, and I took the disgusting motherfucking real wrong flavor, horrible flavor. I've been barely using it, so I said, I need something. Wow, it's really windy. I need something new to get to rejuvenate my motivation for working out. So I got a couple things. And I was going to be spending like $70-$80, but I got a discount on something, so I was only spent like 50 something, but still spent like almost $300 yesterday at the mall with my daughter. Food and all that stuff. Yeah, at one point I went to get pizza, and it was like $63, and I wanted to round it off to exactly 75. So I put down like 11 something tip, right? And it went through for $75 on my card and my Apple Card, Apple Pay, and when the website came back, it said that the tip was $44 and change, and like, what? But it still says total 75. So I went to the waitress and told her, like, oh wow, let's check it out. So she went to her system, her screen, and yeah, it showed 75. Just I don't know why it's showing $44 tip, which is absolutely ridiculous. $44 tip on a $63 order? No, I don't think I'm that high class yet. Maybe one day, maybe. Should I get the ladies want to get Thai food? I don't know. It's not that big meat food. Honestly, I'm not really in the mood for that. Eating a sandwich. Wait, why is there a TD Bank here when there's TD Bank up there? Well, no, that's not TD Bank. Never mind. I'm going crazy. Yeah, this whole weekend was nuts. I went through a lot. Of crazy stuff. One end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, like just crazy stuff. I'm talking about money-wise. I'm talking about freaking family life-wise. I'm talking about relationship-wise. Whatever. It was just too much stuff going on. Unfortunately, I'm not going to reveal, or not even reveal. I'm not going to mention it. It's what do you say? It's something that I don't want to put out there for now, and at the same time, I don't want to put myself, in a bad predicament, bad situation, where if certain people sees this video, I might ruin some relationship or ships. So let's leave it at that. But yeah, anyway, money-wise, I deposited $1,000 into this online casino. I'm not going to name names. If you know who I am, you know me. You know which one I go to. When I do abroad, and I am. I'm gonna get Starbucks right here, but let me just walk around first. So I deposited $1,000. I end up only getting $970 with the fees, crypto fees, and all that stuff. So what happened was, I had an incredible weekend last weekend. From Saturday wasn't the greatest. Saturday night, I was still in Brooklyn actually. So this is what? This is today's Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. A week and 3 days. a week and 3 days, I turned my 970. I have right now, as of this morning, I have $7,300 in the account. So technically, I made like over $6,000. Yeah, over $6,000 in a week and 3 days playing craps. I took 2,000 out already though, so right now we have like 5,300 and change. I'm not gonna say I was in jeopardy of blowing it a few times. I did drop it down to 2,000, and at one point when it was at 2,000, I had bets up that if I did lose that round, it would have been down, and then the next bet I would have to make, it would drop me into the 1,000s, and that's coming from $4,000 or $5,000. I already took 1,000, but you know what? But even on the come up, when I was building up, at one point I got down to the 2,000 again. Even though because my build up from the 1,000 to the 3,000-4,000 was pretty nice, smooth. Didn't really face a lot of problems, but I faced more problems when I had a bigger account. When I was winning more money. I don't know. Trust me, I wasn't being greedy or nothing like that, or whatever. But listen, the problem is with this online casino. The problem with this is they only limit you 1,000 max withdrawal at a time, and sometimes it says it can take up to 7 days. It can take up to 7 days for it to activate. Oh, shoot, there's nothing here. So it's not this block, it's the other block. Wait a minute, what's the other block? Man, you know what? I don't know. I'm still not familiar with this area, you know? Anyway, whatever. So I got it to 55. I remember it was 5503. This is Saturday, from Saturday to Saturday. Saturday night, late night. Well, not too late, but when my daughter went to bed. Oh, at least hanging out in bed. In the other room, and I was just in my room in Brooklyn, and so I put deposit the money, played won some money, whatever. Anyway, the next Saturday night when it was built it up 5503, people in my group chat was like saying, like, man, isn't it scary? You can't just take all the money out and stuff. So it just made me start worrying, like, oh man, I put in a request for 1,000 already, and it's just sitting in there. I think day before Friday, I think it was. So but I'm expecting up to 7 days, because the last time I got the run up from 1,000 to 3 or 4. It did take a while. It took like 4 or 5 days for each withdrawal. I was just getting fed up. So anyway, this time, same thing. Getting fed up, but I built my $4,500 in profits. So guess what? I started moving my funds around. I took a withdrawal from my Fidelity. I moved money from one bank to another. Did all that stuff, right? And so I had a nice lump sum in my main bank, a checking account. So I said, you know what? Let me deposit $4,000 into a legitimate DraftKings, and playing smart, playing the same way. I built up to win 200, win 100, win another 100. Next day, Sunday. Oh no, sorry. Wait a minute, what the frick? Maybe it was Friday night I did it. Maybe it was Friday night. I won 200. Saturday, I won another 200. Then I won another 100. Took a break, went out. I guess I think I'm gonna sit with my daughter. And I won another 100. I won another 100. So I'm up $700, $4,700. Listen. At this point, I'm not saying I was, but I guess I was feeling like unbeatable, invincible. Like my strategy is with the amount of bankroll I have, I can't freaking lose. Guess what? Perfect storm came. I freaking. Well, that's a new thing. Freaking. Wait, that means freaking freaking broken. I don't know what the hell that I meant. Freaking lost. I lost my, not only the 700 profit, I lost my $4,000 deposit of my actual real money. So I'm like, oh my god. So at that point, I was only literally up, only up $500. I was only up $500, and I was up $800 from the previous week and a half before that, when I was winning little here, little there, depositing $1,500, winning $100, withdrawing the whole thing, or withdrawing $100 of it. I made like $800 profit. But that was crazy also in itself, because I deposited $1,000, lost $1,000, decided to go back in and started doing a little revenge betting, and got back my $1,000, and then made a few hundred, then lost $1,000, then deposited $1,000, won that $1,000 back, and made another like $600. So I made like $800 in profit in that whole crazy run. Then I took a couple days break, and that's why I went to this offshore casino where I had the run up, and I still, like I said, it's still on the run up. It's still up to 7,300. So 6,300 in total profit, which I haven't fully taken out. I took 2,000 out already. It went to my Coinbase. It's actually up a little money, because Bitcoin was up to 115,000. Now it's back to 111. But I got most of it at 110 and some at 140. So it's around 2,000, whatever. It might be down now, because it went from 115 to 111, and I was up like $47 in profit, 2,047. So it might be like 1970, 1980, 1990, whatever it is. So anyway, so I still have 5,300 in there. But if you look at it that way, 7,300 minus 4,000, so 6,300 minus, so I'm up 2,300 plus the 800. So I'm up $3,000 in playing craps in the last definitely less than 4 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks, maybe. I'm guessing. So that's not so bad, I'm going to slowly keep building every chance when I go back. I'm going to play again, hoping to win like another 100 something. Take a break. So I'm going for about 100 at a time. But and last night I finally realized I shouldn't do that, because when you go for a goal, you're going to end up losing, because you're going to always want to chase that last few dollars that will get you to the goal, and you never get it, and then you'll lose. Horror stories. When you have resistance, or when you feel the change, just walk away, walk away and whatnot. So I got to be smart, but that's what I'm going to be doing. And it's looking good. I mean, my strategy, my strategy is pretty sound. I mean, it's not just the strategy; it's the amount of bankroll and amount of discipline. Like this morning, I had discipline enough not to be greedy. But you know what? I would have made out anyway. But here's the problem now. It's only 1,000 limit, max limit. At DraftKings, it's 5,000. So if I deposited 10, 20 grand, I can go on and on. That's different. But here, I only have 1,000 limit. So if I play the lay, if I'm laying my numbers, if I lose, I can't keep martying. I can only marty a few times, because it can get expensive. Like 5 times, it'll start getting to like the $1,000 area. So, it depends what numbers come out. So I can't be martying, can't be doing that. So, smart enough to cut my losses on certain rolls and just to take a small win. And usually, like I said, the 7s come out all the time, a lot. And you just got to hope for that nice little run. And, and usually you have patience enough, you have enough bankroll, discipline enough, you can get that money back, because the 7s will prevail. The 7s is crazy. I've been keeping a log of how often the 7s come out. So I have a track, keep a track. I see it like a pattern. I mean, there's no exact pattern, because it's not rigged, but it may seem that way. You can definitely tell like when it's about to come out and when not. Sometimes it goes on a hot streak. Sometimes it goes 16 in a row, 20 in a row, 25, 17 in a row, and then and it just stays pretty hot for a while. Then it cools off for a while. Anyway, I'm getting cold. I gotta get the coffee and I gotta get my food and stuff. So let me start my day. market's going to hit today. So, but you know, but I made a decent amount of money yesterday. I don't have much buying power. I have like 56,000 buying power. So I'm gonna chill. I'll wait till tomorrow or the next day to do something. All right, guys, get my stuff. Talk to you guys